Doesn't have to be playing that. Oh. Okay, this looks great. Maybe I did this one before. Okay, we're gonna reset it. I think I might have done that like in my own. Oh, well, yeah, obviously I did because I changed it. Let's delete row. Awesome. All right, so keep this in mind, guys. D tier, or well, not D tier. D tier is like the sucky people. C tier and S tier, they're very close. All right, very very close. I'm not saying that you can't win games with someone in the D tier, but it's just who is more viable and who is just a better killer. And this isn't just their base power. This is including everything about the character. Not their perks, because this is the top 1% of players. If you're the top 1%, there's gonna be more skill involved than everything else. So starting off with Kalon, I think Kalon is a solid C tier killer. I don't think he's fantastic by any means. I would place him in D tier, but he just got this buff to where he doesn't slow down when he loads his bottles or throws them. Or no, I think he slows down when he loads them, but when he throws them, he's still walking fast, so he's good. Deathslinger is D tier. I think you saw the tier list already. But he's D tier. He doesn't do anything spectacular that another killer can do. Such Huntress. Huntress is better than Deathslinger. Deathslinger doesn't do anything particularly good. He just does everything average, and he doesn't get any assistant in loops and stuff like that, except for his little gun, which people get greedy with. And yeah, it's kind of like he's not that good. Demogorgon. You know what, Demogorgon? I'm gonna place him in D tier because that's where he is. But I really like the killer. I really like his abilities. I really like everything about him. He's good. Okay, they're all good, just they're not all great. You know what I'm saying? And I just bumped my desk. That hurt. But yeah, that's where I would place him in that regard. Doctor. Doctor's a C tier. I don't remember where I placed him last time, but I'm pretty sure he's a C tier. He's above Clown because he does everything that Clown does except better, and he's easier to track people. He's just a little bit better than Clown. Freddy is he's more fun to play than Doctor is, and I just like Freddy more. Personal opinion. Ghostface is A tier. He can instantly suppress his terror radius. He's not invisible, which obviously, but he also has that insta down, which isn't very useful. But he still has to engage in chases and stuff. So I feel like he's an A killer. Being able to suppress his terror radius is the biggest thing going for him. Except you can like snap him out and stuff. So there's very much counterplay to him. The Hag, solid B tier. Nothing bad about her. I really don't have any complaints with her. I just think she doesn't compare, or she doesn't. She's not better than the people above her, and she's definitely not worse than the people lower. Hillbilly, I know there's this big thing like, oh, he's getting nerfed. He's not. He's fine. Unless you're utilizing him in an incorrect way of playing him. So just basically not optimally. That's the only way you'd run into an issue. Or if you're like, oh, you just missed it, but it makes you play better. It makes you use more skill. His skill cap increased, which means the people who play Hillbilly are better with him. It's good for the game, and I don't know why people can't see that. And if you want a more in-depth video about that, hit the like button, subscribe. Okay, Huntress. Huntress, B tier, I don't think she is above Hag. But she's useful. She's useful. All the killers are useful, but you can hit people through windows and stuff. She has her time and place, but she just can't compare in a mobility sense to these two. And also, she's a rabbit, and it's rabbit season. I don't know. Bubba, S tier, no questions. No, honestly, I would place him a little bit above Hag in the B tier. I know I keep saying like a little bit above, or leaps and bounds, or all of it's relative, and you can play Demogorgon, have a fun time. You can play Ghostface. in the tier list I have right here, play Ghostface and have a fantastic time. I'm not saying like it's one or the other. I'm just saying in the best players, if you want to really win and be, the best killer you can be, the way to be the best is to use one of these top tier killers in order to maximize your skill in the game. Yeah, that's really all this is. Legion, dog crap. If you use Legion, you're dog crap. Michael Myers doesn't have the instant suppression, but he also has a very strong capability of, popping on somebody and being able to create a lot of pressure when there was none for any other killer. Just because he has an instant-down ability. Except his terror radius is very hard to suppress after Tier 1. Nurse, S tier, there's really no hearsay about it. She's a very strong killer. And very high skill cap. She can teleport through walls. It's like not even playing Dead by Daylight when you play her. Oni, I'd say he's A tier. No, I would put him in S tier, actually. We're going to stick him there. Oni's very, 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 very good. Oni is very good. His ability to basically do what Billy does in a sense of, mobility, and also having that one-shot capability puts a lot of pressure. The only thing is, it's very hard to pip when you're using him. But he is a very strong killer, and if used correctly, he is, he can be an end-all, be-all. So he is a very strong killer. The Plague, very strong. Very strong killer, especially with the right add-ons. Same, she can turn tides in a game like that. She's just a very strong killer. Piggy Wiggy, I'd say that she's below. Even though she can suppress her terror radius, you can see her from a mile away. She doesn't have the one-shot capability that Ghostface has. And, yeah, that's really all there is to say about her. I mean, I would just... She's like Ghostface, except, not all there. Spirit, S tier, no debating it. I mean, people are like, oh, Oni's better. Honestly, Spirit, she is a very good killer. I know people are always like, oh, well, you can't mind game her, so she has to be good. You can mind game her, and that's all she is. She's very... You need to be on your toes, and it's in a constant battle when you're using her, and that's what I like about her as a killer. Trapper, I'd say he's solid C tier. I'd actually put him above... Actually, no, I've just put him above Deathslinger. They kind of are all pretty much interchangeable in their classes, and I don't know if I said this, but Ghostface is the best in A tier, Hillbilly is the best in B tier. That's basically what this is. Nurse is the best overall. That's basically where I place them. Everything else like that. The Wraith. The Wraith, this is very controversial, but I'm putting him right there. Right there. Now, why do I say this, And I could do a whole video on him if you really want me to, and, leave a comment, about if you want me to do a build, whatever you want me to do next. But I really think Wraith is a very viable killer. Stealth killers do very well in the game, as you can see. Look at these stealth killers right here. I mean, there's no stealth killer that is below A tier. So evidently they do well, and he does everything that they do and better. He's able to instantly suppress, or well, not instantly. I mean, but he can suppress his terror radius at any point he wants to, which is over him. He can literally turn invisible, which is over these two in sense of seeing him. Yes, you can see him, but it is very difficult to, and especially if you're not, on your toes the entire game. I mean, there's always these situations in that. His bell can be silenced, which is just super good. And he doesn't have to chase. You don't have to chase with him. You always have pressure because no one wants to be on a gen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because everyone's injured, and if you heal, you fall right into his trap with certain builds and all this other stuff. He's a very good killer, and yeah, that's just where I'm going to place him there. And the moment you have all been waiting for, the good old Pyramid Head. I didn't mean to put him there. Pyramid Head falls right there in my book. right there. I don't think he is better than Ghostface. I think Ghostface does a lot of things better, but I do very strongly believe he is better than these killers down here. Not Bubba though. Bubba's the best. Obviously, I should have made another tier 4 Bubba. But all joking aside, he's a very strong killer. He does what Huntress and Deathslinger fail to do, and that's hit people through walls and able to kill them with that. He has his final judgment and his little things that he puts in the ground as a passive thing, like that just can completely turn tides of games. He can final judgment, literally, boom, blank, murder somebody in the game, which he can send him to the gulag, which is pretty dope. Save time in that aspect. He can also, make people crouch when they're near generators. He can do all this stuff. He can completely block hallways or even wide stretches of, field. He can make it so they have to run through it during a loop. There's so many things that he can do to save time and be very efficient. He ends chase quickly. He's a very solid killer. The only thing he doesn't have going for him is he's a traffic cone. You can see him from a mile away. You can hear him from a mile away. And he's got a freaking cone on his head. Yeah. Anyway, that's the tier list. I hope you like it. I'm actually going to try to make a good thumbnail for this video. I'm going to try something new, see if it catches anybody's attention and stuff. If you stuck around for the whole video, which I doubt anyone did, but thank you. I really appreciate it. The people who are like you, sticking around listening to me rant for 15 minutes about killers in the game of Dead by Daylight. But all joking aside, this was really fun. I really enjoyed this. I'm love to try to get back into this, and I know I did this stupid thing about the Assassin's Creed in the beginning and all this joy. I'm just glad you were able to stick around for the entire thing. Yeah. I'm not trying to stall for time or anything. I'm actually trying to speed this up quicker because I'm like, oh, it's hitting like the 15-minute mark. Don't want to go in that territory. But yeah, I just really appreciate you guys. God bless.